Yo.
Can you stop?
I'm Zaima.
And I'm Shalisha.
This is Dreams of Mommyhood.
God, I feel like we've been recording forever.
I feel like we've been recording forever too. Speaking of recording forever, today's topic is going to be time management, which I feel like I don't have a lot of today. I don't have a grasp on time, so I'm kind of like, ah. But yes, let's chat about time management.
I feel like learning to control my time management was the best thing I ever did.
Right.
I am a mess. I'm definitely a type B mom. I'm a type B girl where I'm just all over the place all the time.
Right.
And it literally makes me frazzled. And I'm still working on it, but since I've gotten a grasp on how to manage my time effectively, I just feel like I live better, I eat better, I sleep better, like everything is so much better, I mom better. And I mean, I do simple things, like I'll get up a little bit earlier. I'll prepare better the night before. And those small things, because I mean, again, I'm still running late for everything. I'm still planning 1,000 things the same day, but those small things just help me and my girls to just navigate the world a little easier.
Right.
How are you with time management?
I think I'm a type A mom to an extent. I'm very rigid and strict. But at the same time, I feel like I'm type B because sometimes I could just be all over the place. So I'm a mixture of both. Mm-hmm. I do think I enjoy, and something that I started doing is trying, and sometimes I fall off track, but trying to have a slow morning. So that equates to me maybe waking up at 5:45, trying to make my coffee, make the kids lunch, make breakfast, anything that I need to do, even if it's just 10 minutes of silence. If you're a mom, or a dad, it's a lot. I think all day I'm always going. Yes. We live in a big city, which is nonstop. So time management is essential, but I don't always have it. So I'm trying to learn more of, the debriefs at night to set me up for the slower mornings.
And I also think something else that's just perfect is I just don't do certain things. Like I don't put so much on my plate. Like for example, excuse me, we're always invited to birthday parties. And I would try to make literally so if y'all watching this and I ever missed your party, I tried to make it.
Right.
I would try to make 4 or 5 birthday parties a weekend and I'm killing myself.
Yeah.
So certain things I'm just like, nah, I just can't do it. Whether it's friends, family, whatever. I'm like, I'll pick and choose what makes the most sense. Like recently we just missed a birthday party, which was really important to the girls. And I'm like, hey, we can't do that, but we can't get our nails done.
Yeah.
So it was also something else I was able to substitute. So I'm like, now instead of driving to the city, going to a party for 2 hours, coming right back, then still having to get my nails done the next day, I was able to squeeze that all in. And I was just like, we all survived it. Like, we're all fine. Yeah. Like, I took that off the plate and everybody is still kicking and screaming. So.
And I think you're good at that. Like, when Zakai's birthday came, Shalisha had 2 of her close friends. Both of our sons' birthdays at the same time. And she literally just called, like, hey, you gonna be mad if I don't make it? I'm like, no. It's a 1-year-old. The girls are like 8. It's fine. Not tripping. I think that's another thing. When you communicate those things, it makes things so much easier with your own time management. I do know that your kids are important to you, but not to everybody else. Like, if we can't make something, as a mom, you should be able to get it at this point because we only have 2 days on a week. Yeah. Like, in the weekend, it's hard. And you got to cram laundry and food and... Damn, it's a lot being a mother. I'm having this.
And you mentioned the weekend. Something else that I've learned with time management and being a mom is... I used to feel like being a good mom was my kids always with me, nonstop, all the time. If they go, I go. Like, so this weekend, for example, this week they have spring break. And I'm just like, one thing I want to say to all the co-parenting moms, like, give those kids to their daddy. Like, I dropped them off. They could barely say bye to me. I was like, see ya.
And I'm proud of you because you would not have done that.
No, you know how I am. I would have been like, oh, we could do this, so you can meet me on Monday. And I was just like, no. Like, I dropped them off with 2 suitcases.
I'm so proud of
you. And that is literally going to, not just, oh, yes, I'm going to party every night.
Yes.
But at the same time, I'm also like, I need to deep clean their room. I need, like, there's so much that I needed to do. And I can't do it when they're there.
Yeah.
But the old me is like, I was so fixated on constantly having to be there and not always allowing him to co-parent the way he needed to, that I'm just like, now I'm messing up my time.
Yeah.
And then I'm complaining about not having enough time to do things. So I'm like, those small, well, that's actually a big thing, but that's just going to be so helpful with how I manage my time. Because like you said, now this week, I can run out to the gym at 5 a.m. I don't have to do lunch for them, but I can do my lunch. Buying lunch outside in the world is $57 plus tax. And it's like, I just went to the supermarket, but I don't have the time to make my lunch. So it's so much easier to, do what I have to do, and they're not there. So that was also something.
I think for me too, with even making lunch and just being home, like today, I was having a day, y'all, because Zakai is just 6 a.m. He needs to eat. He needs to be on top of you. If y'all know him, he is very lovey, and he gotta just be. And me too, but not at 6 a.m.
No.
So Zion's making him, his waffles, and I'm just like, yo, today I just needed a day. So heavy on, if you are co-parenting, I used to be that way too, where I would like drop them off, but really like, I'm only gonna do
like a helicopter mom still. Like you still like, well, did they eat?
Or just making all them food. And now it's like, no, y'all eat pizza, y'all do what y'all want to do, y'all are on your own. Or I prep on Sundays so they have throughout the week. I have a unique situation, but when I was co-parenting, I would still feed their dad. Like, I didn't care, I just would feed him too, because he has to manage with the kids. You know what I mean? Yes, he has to manage, so I would still feed them. Like, but my co-parent situation was unique. Cause
when I used to drop them off, I used to ask him for money to feed me.
That's what I'm saying. I would still be getting bread.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I used to be like, oh my gosh, I need to eat. But I'm not cooking.
Shalisha's just ridiculous. You're not a cooker though, so I guess she's ridiculous. Like, you still gotta feed their dad. If they don't. Oh, okay. Whatever.
I can send him Uber. Like, if it's necessary, like if he's dying, I would never let him starve. But if I've been with them for 6 months straight, and he has a week with them, and I'm not, he'll feed me. Whatever he can do for me, he will. Right. But at the same time, I finally got rid of them. You think after 6 months straight, I must be like, oh, let me chef something.
Yep. See, I don't like eating out a lot, y'all. So that's another thing. If you see me eating out, anybody who's my friend or just knows me, I complain all the time about food. I'm naturally a complainer. Eric has the canes. Like, Shalisha was like, oh, I know you're cooking, but do you want some cans? Like, no, thank you so much.
That was busting.
I believe it, but I just can't. I can't. So I made like a whole turkey wings, cornbread.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes, collard greens. Like, that's just who I am. So we can have enough food, but I like to cook. Y'all know that already. So I guess.
But you see, that also works for your time management.
Yes.
Like, because you've learned over time, because that's something that's naturally you, to put it into your schedule.
Yes.
See, I don't necessarily love to cook because my kids don't eat meat. Then I'm cooking 2 different meals. This, that, and the third. So I always have to schedule to make a Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
Like, something quick. Like, we make homemade pizza. We do this. We do that. But that's not something I have to really schedule in, because we'll be doing that while we're doing other things. But when it's just like,
and I feel like they always have something to do.
Yes, and they also thoroughly enjoy cooking now.
Yes,
like at 8 now, they'll be like, "Oh, mommy, I found this recipe. Let me make it for you." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like they'll do a lot. Like they're so independent, those girls.
But yes, as a mom of 2, time management is effective only when I can have time for myself. I can wake up on time. Right now, we upstairs and we're recording. I can go back downstairs soon. I still have to clean. When my house is not clean, my mind is not right. I have an attitude. So I was having a rough day, y'all. And, the gang brought me back down to size. We laughed and things like that. But I still got to go home and do the things that I need to do. So for me, I'm going to try to manage my time tonight to probably by 6 o'clock. Ensure that things are done so I can have some wine, have some time with the kids and just kind of wind it down.
Yeah. So I will also agree that time management, learning to manage my time better has completely made me a different person.
Yeah.
Like, I came from a very dark place a few months ago, and I feel like things changed in my world, but another thing that truly changed was just how I manage my time. Yeah. What I'm doing with my time. Yeah. What I'm thinking about, what I'm spending, like, what I'm watching, everything.
What
like,
you're ingesting.
Like, I was talking to my homeboy. He was sending me some videos of just something crazy late at night. And I'm like, I don't watch stuff like this before bed.
Right.
And I'm like, it sounds so foolish, but at the same time, those are the things you dream about. Now your morning is crazy. Like, and I'm like, yeah, at 6 o'clock, send it to me. I love foolishness. But I'm like, right before bed, I can't do that to myself. And I'm like, that's something I learned as an adult. I learned when I was, dealing with my time management. And some tools that I use, like I'll journal. I got about 3 different day planners. I got a mom planner, a me planner, and then just a schedule thing. And then I'll put those same things on my phone. But at the same time, because I schedule time to do it at night, certain nights of the week, blah, 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 I'm not flustered. I'm not ripping and running. Like, my car's still dirty, and that's something that I'm working on. But the rest of my world is coming together because I'm just managing this time.
And just to piggyback off what you said, ladies, I just was talking to another friend about this. It is so important to take at least an hour to yourself a day. I know that we have children. I know that things are a lot, but you have to show up for yourself. It's imperative to get into a routine of doing your hair, brushing your teeth, flossing your teeth, putting on some lip gloss, putting on your favorite outfit, even if it's to go to the coffee shop. Go to a coffee shop, go have some tea, a bookstore. Do something for yourself, because I was at a place where my time management was poor. I was always flustered. And then there was another time where my time management was just about the kids. Mm-hmm. Now it's solely about me. Forget them kids, like they're gonna be all right. We're moms, so we're gonna tap into that anyways, but it's about to be hot outside. Tap into yourself. Make sure you look good. Get that hair done. It's tax time. I'm sure we all got our taxes. The IRS took mine, but it's all good.
About to say, speak for yourself. Waiting.
However, just do what you gotta do for yourself, because it is so easy to get lost in time for everything else.
You make time for everything,
but not yourself. And as moms, it wouldn't be right on our platform to not tell you to manage you.
And the reality is, when you manage you feel so much better.
And everything around you is better.
You behave better. You are more productive at work. Like, if you're like me and you're dating, like, you are a better person to date.
She just had to throw in there that she's dating because she got a good roster. Can you go the fuck home?
Like, shout out to all of y'all.
So sick of her.
I'm really joking.
I'm so sick of her.
I wasn't talking about me and my dating life.
But no, shout out to this, because Mommy Anna is outside. We love it.
I'm in mixtape mode. So, but
we love it.
It was hard to date before when I wasn't taking care of myself, because I was taking care of everything else.
Exactly.
Well, I didn't even have time to date.
Exactly.
Like, now I'm just like, this is my day. Or the girls, like, so my kids don't have a bedtime. That's another thing with time management. I'm teaching them responsibility.
Right.
So, you can stay up till 2 a.m., but you're getting on that bus at 8:15.
Right.
So what you decide to do with your day and the day that you choose to have, that's on you.
Okay, so Eric is going to ask us some questions, and I want to tap off into that, because nope, you're not going to do that to my nieces.
No. So I was saying that because that's how I get my time.
I know, but I feel like kids need routine. Kids need schedule. You routine everything else. We're best friends. I'm on the phone with you 6 hours out the day. You have to routine my girl's bedtime.
I don't, because I feel like this is how you learn responsibility. This is how you learn what your body needs. Okay. I set them up with the proper tools. They eat, they're fed, homework is done, their clothes are out the night before, backpack is packed. We put all of the cold lunch in the lunchbox, in the lunch bag, in the fridge.
Right.
We just have to do the hot food in the morning.
Right.
So those are the tools that I'm setting them up with. I can't force an 8-year-old to go to bed. So I could turn off the lights, I could make a pitch black, I could do all of this. And because their beds are together, I'm walking past at 2 a.m., maybe not 2 a.m., but 11:30. And not only are they talking, but most of the time they're talking about me.
Right.
Her fat self, and she's this and shit. And I'm like, excuse me, are you talking about me?
They don't know she's there.
And they're like, no, Mom, we singing a song.
Right.
So I'm like, I used to try the whole thing with go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. And I'm like, you know what? We sat down. I'm like, this is your time.
But let me ask you this, because like when I put them to bed, I make sure that, like you said, the lights and stuff are off. But I feel like it's hard for them sometimes too. But I notice once they get into that routine, then they just go to sleep.
See, and that's another thing. With one of my kids, she's afraid of the dark and does not like to sleep together. The other one likes it pitch black.
I got
it. So
it.
even with that, like I can separate them, like want to go in the living room with them, but it's just like still somebody's not getting what they need.
Yep.
So
you can't win.
The one that doesn't like to be in the dark, I tell her, I'm like, yo, if I was you, I would go to bed first.
Right.
You go to bed while the lights are still on, because after a certain time, I'm shutting down the house anyway. Right. Now, even if y'all want to stay up in the dark, whatever. But I'm like, just go to bed. So she will, for the most part, go to bed. The other one, she just like to chill. Right. She's like a vampire. She's just be up.
All right, so what's the questions? We're gonna play a little game with y'all. Good mom, bad mom. We don't mean this intentionally. Well, I just had a little spat with her. See, about me not agreeing with my nieces not having a real bedtime, but I don't believe that that's real. I believe that she lets them go to bed, but then they do what they want. Like, you can't help that though. Yeah. It's not that you don't give them a bedtime. It's just that
no, I don't. Like, I'm just like, go to bed. Sometimes it's at 6 p.m. Sometimes I'm on the phone and I forget that they up. But I'm just like, I tried the 9 p.m. 8:30. It didn't work because they still
y'all
up.
agree, viewers? Like, do y'all give y'all children bedtimes? Do you believe that they need a routine? Tell us what you think in the comments.
7:30 every night.
7:30? Does it work for you girls? That's what I'm saying.
And you know what? We all keeping these kids alive though.
No, that's a fact.
Like, I'm just like, after a while.
You know what though? Listen, if it still allows you your me time, then by all means.
My me time is way more important than what they got going on.
I'm with you, but I feel like once they're down, I'm like, down, get down. You know, I make their little baths. I'm like, yes, I get to have my time. I can't function with hearing them like
that's just it.
Crazy.
So I don't have that problem.
I know.
They don't want to talk to me after a certain time, and I don't want to talk to them.
Right. So it might.
So everybody's vibing in their own space. Like we doing. I feel like when they were younger, obviously it was a little bit different, but now they're like 8 going on 50.
Right.
So it works. They're just like, they'll check in on me like, you good? And I'm like, I'm all right. You know? And then if I'm like having like a grown up conversation or whatever, I will check in like to make sure they sleep and stuff. Because they'll do this thing where they'll repeat my conversation to me 2 weeks later.
Girl.
Remember that time when you was on the phone with Auntie Zion and you said, I'm like, what?
Girl.
So I do like those check-ins, but all right, what's the next question?
First one. I get drunk at kids' parties.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, not sloppy where.
And then I help host it.
Yeah.
And I dance with the kids and I turn up.
No, I dance with that though.
Like last week when I went to a party, I took a cab. So I was just like, y'all gonna get me home.
Hello.
And they did.
Some of y'all know, but my sisters, we used to have crazy parties with the kids. The kids whining, the adults, they crazy. So, yeah, it's just in the nature. I have boys, so it's a little different. I don't want them seeing me, like, twerking and stuff.
What?
How do y'all feel about that? Like, twerking? Kind of letting your children see some things. Zion is 8, but he doesn't really like it. Like, he'll say it. Like, you look beautiful.
The kids now is hip thrusting. You know the songs like cold outside.
Yes.
That's the whole song, hip thrusting.
Yes. So it's just like that's the same thing with little girls whining and stuff because boys.
No, I'm saying like the adults. So like for me, if I have on something a little provocative, I might not have Zion see me, or I might put something off because even Reggie will be like, yeah, you know, he'll see you, but he'll tell me when he wants me to know that I look beautiful. Like, Ma, you look gorgeous. But it'll be fully covered, and I look beautiful, but the little ratchet pum pum shorts and all that.
And that might be like different with boys and girls too. My daughters love it. They be like, you look like an Instagram baddie.
See?
They be like, your lace is lifting, or they'll be like, where your lashes at? Yeah. Like they love when I'm like just wow.
Nah, Zion is like, Ma, you don't have on no clothes. Your shirt is a little. Yeah, I'll just be like, I know, Papa. You know.
He's gonna see it. He's gonna see it anyway. Like,
but not yet.
Okay.
You feel me? When he ready for that.
Right.
Let me tell you
something.
something.
Or just be walking down the street and some joint is just like boom, boom, boom.
Yes, but
and he can't decipher right then and there.
But that's the issue. Yo, the internet is so over sexualized and people. Period. I try to keep it away from the home. I think especially with young boys, he be too mesmerized by certain things. Yeah. I don't got time to have him mesmerized. You feel me? It's too much. Too much information.
But that's the thing too. Sometimes when they not taught certain things at home, now you go out into the world and you like shell shocked.
Right.
So like, and
don't get it twisted. You know who his father is. He got some ass bouncing on them TVs. Come on. He got some ass bouncing on them TVs. But I'm just saying, I don't need it. You feel me?
Like, but this is why I would prefer that balance. Yeah, where you gonna see a little bit of at home, so that way when you have questions, you know who to ask.
The other day, Zakai was like, I don't know what video, one of them little trap videos, but they was wilding. He just like, I'm like, come on. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. It's just too much information.
That's why I say don't censor anything in the house. Explain to the children
what it is.
Because when they go out in the world's going to teach them, and then they come home and resent you because I never talked to my mom about it.
Or you just go out into the world and you sing in a certain.
But how do you have to have an 8-year-old conversation about? Not the hip thrusting, but just about sex. Is that not too early?
Well, I don't talk about sex at all. But if we listening to a song, I'm not turning it off because it's curse words in it. I'm like, well, you
excuse me, same.
You can't say that. The song that you listening to is an adult song.
How about the body parts? Because like I know like sometimes wild daughters will be like, "Daddy, my vagina is this, my vagina is that," and at first it takes me, and I'm like.
Oh no! I always teach them the proper words for their body parts.
I respond to it at first, but then I'm like,
no, I'm with you.
But what it is.
So I'm learning because I'm a naked mom.
Okay.
I'm always naked, so I have to put on bathrobes because sometimes I end up be like, you know, like I guess what is
looks
that?
Different than mine.
Yeah, like what is that? And I think he thinks I'm gonna have this conversation with him that. The babies come out the belly, you know what I mean? But he does know what a vagina is. Mm-hmm. I just think I want to shelter him a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like some conversations, yes, we can have, but I know his daddy, so I know. Yeah. Reg is probably explaining to him like this is this, and I think it's better. I might feel more comfortable with my nieces asking me.
I was just about to say,
boys,
a lot of it too
thank you
is
God, his father can explain it to him.
Like a lot of things is
like
just
I can't tell him why his penis is. You understand? That's
why it's hard for
fucking know. Yeah, like ask daddy.
That's the beauty I think of having girls. For me, raising them alone is just because most of the questions that they have anyway, I'm not raising them alone, but you know what I mean. In my house, I can answer on my own. Like. My mother called me, so she's like, oh, is everything okay in the house? So I'm like, I think so. Wow, what's up? Because they always snitch up to my mom. She's like, oh yeah, KC said, well, don't bother mommy with that question. It's that time of the month for her. So I was like, excuse, what? Like I've never had this conversation. What's I call her over?
Probably hear you.
So I'm like, hey, sweetheart. I'm like, did you tell mama it's that time of the month for me? She's like, well, yeah, it is, right? So I'm like, well, what's that time of the month? She's like, you know, when you're a little cranky. So I'm just laughing about it, but I'm like, do you know what it is? She's like, yeah, period. I'm like, who taught you this? And she's like, oh, well, I saw some foolishness she made up. Then I'm like, no, this is what a period is, and this is what happens. And then, so all of our conversations are natural. I don't ever pull them to the side like, hey, let me tell you what a period is.
Yes.
But I'm like, if you ask the questions, I'm never going to send you out into the world to learn if I have the capability. Yeah. Some things we don't know. Yeah. Like you said, with boys it's a little different because I don't know.
I don't.
Certain things. But with girls, I'm like, you don't have to learn nothing out in the streets. You know, like your mom got you.
But I feel like for some conversations today, I had to sit down with Zion and he lied about something. Now, I know my kid, he's not a liar. But sometimes he'll say something or say he didn't hear something so he can be on that damn game.
God, the game.
Right. So I had to sit him down and tell him, you know, I'm disappointed with you not telling the truth. All you had to do was ask me. You know, I tell him, I don't care how bad it is, you tell mommy and daddy the truth. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. He apologized, we talked about it, and I still let him play the game. So I was listening to a podcast somewhere, and they were just saying, and this is my own shit, but it's hard being a parent, right? So for me, I could be a little on the stricter side or just rigid with certain things, but I think that helps. but I don't want to hinder him to where it's too much.
Yes.
So I did still allow him to play the game because I'm like, I don't want him to seek punishment for me telling him to tell the truth. If I'm asking you to tell the truth and now you're being honest, I don't think he should be punished. So, yo, it'd be a lot. It's so much.
Yeah, and you also have to learn what works for your family. Like when my kids kept stealing my makeup, I took them to Sephora to get their own makeup.
Right.
I explained to them, this makeup is for grown-ups because I have a different type of skin.
Right.
So it's not that what you're doing is naughty. It's not that what you're doing is wrong. It's just, this is just not what we're doing. I'm going to teach you how to do it the right way.
That's right.
The lie, and I'm not defending him. I'm sure he told a specific lie for a reason. Maybe
he
just
said
more
I
time.
called his friends hustlers. I said, Zion, mommy don't even speak like that. He said, I thought that's what I heard, and you was on the phone with Auntie Tay. No, wait a minute. Then he asked, he said, can I please recollect my thoughts so that I can speak to you articulately? So I'm like, who is this kid? I said, sure, Zion, what's up? So then he's like, you know what, Mom? That wasn't the truth. I think I just heard that, but I don't think that you said that. You can't be mad with Zion. Like, he's such a sweetie, but...
No. And I mean, he didn't steal a car.
But come on, why would you lie about something simple like...
Because he probably thought it made you sound cool and made him sound cool. Oh, my mom just called you back.
No, he could have played the game. You know how I am, Leash. I give Zion responsibility. He has to wash his little bit of clothes in his hamper. He has to help clean his bathroom. He can't make his bed, you know, somewhat, but I'm going to help you help yourself. So I told him, after you do the laundry, you put the load in, give yourself an hour because I don't care. Them games make them dumb. Like, they literally cannot think. So I, only on the weekends, and I just started letting him play Fortnite, y'all, because it's a lot. So he was like, oh, I thought you said I could get back on, but I just told you to take a damn break. Then you start talking about hustling. Yeah, and I thought you said, like, you can go ahead, Zion, you finish eating, go deal with the hustlers. I said, I don't even call your friends hustlers. Like, are you a hustler? He was like, I had to look up what that word means, but no, I don't think so. I'm like, my point is kids are just a lot. All right, bro, next question.
I let my kids drink I let my kids curse.
No, I don't let my kids curse.
No, I don't let my kids curse.
But I'm sure Zion curses.
But I'm not gonna lie. I was watching a video. They was rapping the other day. They was singing a song, and it was cursed. Like, and she said to me watching the thing together. She's like, "Ma, it just slipped out."
Right.
And I was just like, "You gotta be more mindful, sweetheart."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you could say that with your friends. I know it's Casey. Say that with your friends.
No, it was actually Callie.
What?
Because Callie loves music, so she just
she felt it,
and she just felt it, and it was like it was a small curse. I'm lying. It was.
Don't tell me the F-bomb.
If it's F you, then F me, and that's the way I like it.
I like it. My song.
But she caught herself the second time.
Okay.
Like, because I was rewatching the video. I would see if I could find a clip of it. But I was just like, we was watching back. She was like, I probably shouldn't have said that. I'm like, yeah, you know, you gotta
watch it.
Tighten up. But I don't just let them sit there like and curse at each other. Like, no, because I don't curse that often. So I'm just like,
Zakai curses, y'all, and his daycare teacher told me that we need to slow down in the house because he is dropping the bombs. He is so cognizant of what he is doing. She said they went to the park. They were going home. He was upset and he was cursing to himself like, what the fuck? And I said, she's like, yo.
We need to get somebody involved in this because I don't like the way
I had to tell his babysitter. She's like, oh my God, no, I apologize. Oh my God, no, I won't do that. Y'all know Celeste. And I'm just like, no, sis, I'm saying for me too because I have a potty mouth. So I'm trying to be aware of that. But everything, if he drops something, it's like, oh shit. So he knows what he's saying. So at 2, I'm like, you need to stop. But Zion.
Also what's hard is that, like today when we were getting ready, he also identified every letter in the.
Absolutely.
That wasn't. He asked me to read to him, and I was trying to read, and he was screaming, B!
Yeah.
E, that's for eggs!
Yeah,
and I'm just like, you read it now.
Yeah.
You're not listening to me.
Yeah.
So it's just
very aware.
Yeah. That it doesn't even matter where they're finding these things. Like, even if it ain't necessarily happening in the home, the way he pointed out those letters and stuff and what word went with what, I'm just like, he could be walking past somebody, hearing them say that, and they're like,
Right.
I felt like that before.
Yeah.
And the next time I feel like that, that's the word I'm going to use. Because
he is
that
something
type of
else.
guy.
But I'm learning too, like even when I discipline him, I can't say get the F out of here or sit your A down. If I want him to be better, I have to be better. You feel me?
I think that's the biggest part of parenting.
So no cursing. Zion might say like, Mom, I'm so upset. I had a fight. He had a fight in school. He told me, he was like, can I say the word? Can I say the word? I'm like, yeah. He was like, shit, man, I'm just so tired. I'm like, okay, you can get that off your chest. Yes, you want your kids to be honest with you, but absolutely not. I'm old school. I don't think it's cute. You say that in your own leisure with your people. All right, next question.
I let my kids play Fortnite and Roblox.
Yeah, I just started letting him play Fortnite. Roblox was a stretch. I just found out he was playing it because something got emailed to me. But no Instagram. I think it's too much exposure to sexual things. Instagram is like a porn site now. So
We're talking about Roblox though.
I know, but I'm just saying, yes, Roblox, yes, Fortnite, yes, nothing else.
I think Roblox is weird. So the oldest doesn't chat. But I've seen the youngest.
Oh, she plays Roblox?
Yeah, I've seen the youngest. The youngest figured out how to do the talk box thing.
Yeah.
Like, stop talking to them. You don't know them. Stop.
Yeah.
But it's
So
like,
you know you
it's
can
like
limit it,
curiosity.
right?
Yeah, it's like curiosity. It's like still doing it. So I had to tell her, like, if you keep doing it, you can't play it no more.
Yeah.
So she stopped, but
you also got to explain to them. I explained to Zion, don't invite nobody to your house. And if you are talking to someone, you just got to be mindful. People will lure you. That's when I had to have those kind of conversations. Like, people will do bad things to you. So, yes, Roblox, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, that's when I get my me time.
Yeah, Fortnite.
They'll lay at the bottom of my bed. They on Roblox. They're in a group chat.
What is Roblox? See?
It's like Sims almost.
Oh my God.
it's like a world.
Okay.
And then there's a bunch of little games like Berry Avenue and Dress to Impress.
Okay.
Like all of these
Sims.
little games inside
The
of
Sims wasn't horrible for us. I mean,
Sims is bad now.
This
It
Sims
is?
is crazy now.
People dropping dead. They creating like love and hip hop stories.
Yeah.
on Sims?
But no, even on Roblox, like there's a baddies group.
Yeah.
And like,
come
they'll
on.
like, and Callie be like, "Oh, mommy, what would Tasiki have on?" And I'm like, "Well, why you need to know that?" She's like, "We playing baddies on Roblox." So I'm like, "Oh, put on this with this."
Right.
Because I'm like,
Put on this.
I would
What
rather
you do?
tell her than have her
That's
look it
right.
up. Because then
That's
you're gonna,
It's too much. That's right.
What was the next question?
I
See what
let
I'm
my kids
saying?
use social media.
No. No, too much exposure.
Yeah, they do it with me. I don't allow them to do it alone.
Yeah, they can't.
But so like with that, that's what I always say. It's like, so y'all stopping it, but then they'll probably have a friend at school with a cell phone who's just scrolling through.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
FaceTime on Instagram, you know, and it's like, then they come home with the curiosity mad, where it's like, damn, I can't.
Nah, Zion be curious, but he be in the loop.
understands.
Like, he'll watch YouTube shorts. I let him watch that, and some of them be from TikTok, and they laugh. And kids watch the dumbest stuff.
They watch foolishness.
Oh my God, even Zakai is watching somebody else eat, or like, you know, crunch, or like the little kids doing.
ASMR stuff.
Oh my goodness, what is that? Like, it's just so dumb. However, we are from a different generation, so we didn't watch that shit.
We didn't, but that's just like my Sundays. You know, I like to watch my baddies and stuff.
Yeah,
And some people are just like, how? Like,
well, I like it to an extent. I think that I have to take it in doses, and I gotta be in a happy state. If I'm not in a happy state, that shit will have me on demon time because it's overstimulating. Y'all are fighting all day.
well, that's the thing. It's something where you don't
busting
have
her
to
ear.
think when you're watching it. So it's just playing in the background. And
But see,
you like the opposite. Like,
I like to get into what I'm watching, but then I have to watch it 6 times because I'm still on my phone, because I'm talking to you. My brain is just fucking like.
brain is fried. That's why we're talking about time management.
Yes, time management is key. No social media for the kiddies. That was just a little game. Good mom, bad mom. Not literally, just figuratively.
The last one, will I let my kids go to school by themselves?
Well, my kids walk downstairs to the bus by themselves. And I think Well, their school only goes to 4th grade. And I feel like when I worked in the New York City public school, like at 4th, 5th grade, you could start walking home by yourself too. Mm-hmm. The reality is, back to time, most parents don't have the time.
They don't.
Especially in that morning. Because you get to choose. Like, I feel like for me, I'm either home in the morning or I'm home when they get home. But I can't do both with the way my schedule is working. Mm-hmm. Because we prepared everything the night before, I'd rather be out in the morning. So I'm walking down, they walking down to the bus. So now I'm home when they get home. And yeah, they have their little iPads and stuff, their little devices. They got their necklaces on. Yeah. My tracking thing is on at all times. Yes. So I'm like, that, we really don't have another option. Like, and I mean, my concierge is down there. There's a bunch of other kids down there.
Yes,
so, like,
yes, it's a community.
Yeah, like that goes back to co-parenting with like the time.
Yeah, the co-parenting for me, I have the luxury. It's a luxury to have the mom and dad pick up the kids. Reg had to change his schedule so he could do that because at one point I was crashing out. Like, what am I supposed to do? Mm-hmm. You working on time. I need help. I can't tell my job I need to be off. That's not a full 8 hours. So, yeah, it's a luxury. Most parents don't have it to do. I have to get up really early. We got to be out the house by 6:30 for me to be on time, to be to work at 8:30, and then for them to be to school and daycare on time. So, if I had to, I just think when I think of me, I used to take the bus at the corner of my block. Mm-hmm. My mom would watch me from the window, or my godmother would put me on a bus. It's so different now. Like, you have to, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I was told in a public school, you have to have an IEP or live a certain distance in order to ride the bus, which is so messed up because there's so many parents who just need that like door-to-door service. So it's a luxury, but no, I'm not bashing anybody who can't. It's just such a scary world, and I see kids go missing all the fucking time. So it's unfortunate, but no, I don't believe in it. But
and it's also different. You have a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, my kids are 8, so it's just like you could wait for the school bus.
No, Zion too. I would be with that, but even with the shit, like 4. Hey, go with your mom. Put on the bus.
No, like, I feel like my kids are taking the school bus literally from in front of our door to their school.
Right.
When I was in 5th grade, so my brother was in blue grade with my brother in. And we took the school bus. I mean, the city bus. Like, my mom was working. I know a lot of people too. And we just moved to Brownsville, and we took that 60 bus. And you hold your brother's hand. But you do what you gotta do.
Do you think it's a different time now? Like,
no, it was worse back then.
Really?
Yeah, because you might lose your kid and follow them all with social media. You lose a kid back in the day, they still listen to this day.
Nah, but I remember my school bus let me off on like Gates. I'll never forget it. I was like 9 years old. And a crackhead lady helped me. I was crying. She said, "Come here, baby." And I called my grandmother. That's why it's important for the kids to remember your phone numbers. Mm-hmm. I called. I feel like shit happened back in the days, but now I don't know. We don't know because we weren't of age, but that trafficking and all that now is so much more prevalent to where they snatching them.
But I think that goes back to social media. Now we're finding out about it. This stuff is always happening. Right. But now this information is readily available to anybody who...
And you have to find new ways to do it now.
But I also feel like back in the days we had more of a community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could drop your kids to your aunties or somebody could help you.
There was less weird people. Because like somebody seeing you crying, "What's going on, baby? It's funny parent." Now the person will see.
Oh, they walk right past you.
No, or they'll see something vulnerable, and that's predatory behaviors.
That goes back to what we said about teaching your kids certain things and talking to them at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, discernment early in life.
And I mean, they're not gonna always get it right, because sometimes that's just like us, like with dating. You think somebody's amazing, or a new friend. And then a few months down the line, you're like, this person is insane. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's something that I teach them too. You're not going to always get it right. Yeah. Like, if you're trying to...
Liking somebody for one thing, and finding out they got a whole plethora of just, like, bullshit.
But we'll tap more into this next statement in our next episode. But I do think it's really important to have hard conversations with your kids.
Oh, yeah.
Even in terms of, like, sexual things and like, hey, was this play date this way? You gotta talk about that.
But that's the beauty too of what we were saying earlier. I'm not even gonna be long-winded with it, but it's important that you don't censor things at home, because now they know how to talk to you.
Right.
They know when something is inappropriate. My kids are all about social emotional. They gonna tell you how something made them feel.
That's right.
Mom, I had a good time with such and such, but I prefer to play baby at our house. I don't like the way her older sister, blah, blah, blah. Like, they come to me with these things because
I love
we
that.
have an open door policy.
Yeah. I love that.
But yeah, I'm excited about our conversations. Maybe we'll bring the kids.
Yeah, that would be cool. Okay. Well, stay tuned, guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is Dreams with Mommyhood. We'll see y'all next week.